Hello and welcome back. This is Grillenheimer. Okay. We're going to do a little something a little different. Yeah, a Megatron without a head. We're about to get to that. And explain all of this as bestest as I can. Okay. What we have going on here. And this feels like the 40 card deck. This is the player deck. Is an idea for a solo version of Transformers the TCG. The last video I did of this, it went 30 minutes long, and I thought it was a little long. I got cut off at the end. And I was uploading it to YouTube, and I'm like, let me just delete this. Let's start over. Let's make this easier to explain. And it really is pretty easy. Now, the best thing to do is make sure you make a roster. You don't have a team exactly. You're going to have a roster of characters that you're going to go through. And it's best to try to stay with a faction. These are all Autobots. These are all, okay. I thought I had a mercenary in here. Originally I had lockdown, I think. I'm making sure my view is okay, and I'm bumping my, okay. So this is what we do. It's basically, it starts off as one-on-one. And originally I was starting with low star characters, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I went up from like 5 to 11. And it's kind of like Donkey Kong. See how far you can get. See if you can wipe the opposition out. Okay, for the most part, you make your own deck. You can make your own deck however you want. I would suggest, yeah, so sorry about the and just go ahead and draw 4 cards. The different sleeves here. These are all different sleeves here too. Because your player deck can be pretty diverse. It can be pretty diverse. I would advise no secret actions. This group, definitely no secret actions. Good night. That was like a FedEx truck or something. Your opponent's deck. Okay. Let's take a look at it real quick, because you will have to create a deck for your opponent, even though you're playing by yourself. And you can have escape routes. Code breaker is one of my own. It's just simply is going to give bold to the attacker based on how many blues the defender flips. Target box is simple. It's just going to take 2 damage off the heat. Now, heavy-handed may or may not come into place. It actually did in one of my testings. Make sure you keep them simple cards. Simple. Power Sword is an accident. I wasn't supposed to put that in here. Since I'm playing by myself, I could go ahead and give any character bold 3, I guess. Leave that up to the singular player. But really, I even felt funny putting this on a ranged character. I'm like, let's just scrap it and just keep going. Bashing shields are fine. You're going to have your staples. Inferno Breath, maybe it shouldn't be in here, but it's in here. Leap into battles, kinetic whip, fight for positions are fine. Cards that give bold, cards battle ready is okay. Though you may not end up getting a whole lot of upgrades on this side of the table. Evasive maneuvers, handheld blasters, lock on target is okay, because it basically comes down to being a bold 4 card. But you're probably not going to get this blue. Okay. Try to stay away from traits on pips. Stay away from traits on in general, or even faction-based cards, unless you want to create it that way. But again, you don't really have teams. You're going to have a roster. You're going to have your active play area. You're going to need to have a KO area for KO'd characters, because you'll have KO'd characters for yourself. You're going to have KO characters for your opponent. If you want to try those KO cards in this mix that I've already created this in the past couple of weeks, that might be interesting to test with this also. And then you're going to need a pass pile. So roster, active, pass, KO for characters. You're going to end up having, or could have, end up having 4 piles or different areas for characters on your side of the. So you just go ahead and go first. You can't, again, like normal, you can't play any cards. Well, finally I get a laser cutlass, which was okay because I'm just using the same deck, and I was starting at 5 stars, 5-star versus 5-star, and it was Windblade, the 5-star Windblade, knocked out Kickback, and then another character came in that was a 6-star. And I ended up flipping that that action card. You know, when you're fighting a character with less stars than you, you get +4 to attack or 4 pierce or whatever. And that actually worked with I think it was, I forgot who the 6-star character was, that was going into my Windblade, and Windblade almost got knocked out. I almost got game over by the second opponent, but I ended up surviving. You never know what's going to happen. This is really interesting, and going back to getting this set up, I would 15 orange, 15 blues, and 10 other cards, however you want to do it. In here, I've got 6 white pip cards, 3 blacks, and 1 blank. No star cards allowed. Oh, star cards allowed. If you remember that Peanuts show, when they went to France and no dogs were allowed. But anyway, so I drew. I can't do anything, and you're not going to be able to have Type Masters. You're not going to be able to have Battle Masters in this, unless you really try to get them in here, maybe. But I'm just doing characters, and let's start with actual gameplay. You as the player, you get to do pretty much everything you normally can do. Okay? You draw cards. You're going to have a hand. Your opponent, no hand. They just have a deck. You can play after your first turn. You can't do anything. Then they go. You're about to see what we do for their turn. When it comes back to you, you can play 1 card. When it comes back to you the third time, you can play an action and an upgrade. You can play 2 cards, etc., etc., etc. I would not suggest my battlefield cards in this scenario. You could, I guess, but then you'd have to restructure the deck to add battlefield cards in with their deck as well as whatever you have in yours. But not going there. So despite I have crosshairs here, I'm starting with 10-star characters. So I have a 10, an 11, and a 12. Okay? This is the Magnus that I created. It's WotC's abilities and stats and everything. I just got the image, if you remember, off the package and made my own, because I never found a Magnus. It doesn't look great. It's uncut, you know, and it's faded. Doesn't look pretty, so I'm not worried about it. So I drew for turn. You flip. There is no Mother May I or can. You flip for turn. You tap for turn. Tap for attack. I'm attacking Megatron. 1, 2. I have an attack of 6. 7. 4. Okay, so I hit Megatron for 4. Let's see what needs to happen here. Okay, just making sure everything is Barely. Let's bring this down just a little bit. What we do on the opponent's turn, you draw 2 cards. Draw 2. You can play 1 with on their side, and then you scrap the other one. Well, the only problem is that I have to flip for turn. Megatron has to be in bot mode. He has to attack in this mode. So head-on collision is a no-go. So let's put on the improvised shield. Oh, buddy's heard me to say that a few times. Impoverished shield. On Megatron, tapping for turn. There is no hand. So you're going to see a lot of abilities sort of nullified that are no longer going to be able to be used in this setting. Okay, so being able to scrap an upgrade from your hand isn't going to work to draw cards because you're not drawing cards. You have no hand. This is not you. If this was on this side of the table, it'd be a different story. Of course, the only character they can attack is Crosshairs. I need to make a little scrap. 1, 2, white. Pip. Attack of 4, pierce 1. Against 1 is 3. So Crosshairs is attacked by 3. Okay. The cards get scrapped. Now I have an escape route. I have a green Pip. Well, it's a solo game, Grillenheimer. What am I supposed to do? Yes, you can. I have a laser cutlass I can't use. I'm going to scrap it and get my escape route. I'm going to draw for turn, as I normally would. And that's another good thing, is make sure both sides, your deck has cards like Enhanced Power Cell and Indestructible What's-Its-Face. The Black Star cards that give your characters health, give them some health. Try to make it a little even. If you want to try the exact same deck against the exact same deck, go ahead. You're playing by yourself. Nobody cares. Okay, so, and that's just the thing, is that you're going to think this is really stupid. It's like, well, why are you using the card? Why don't you just leave the character in that mode? Well, the way this is played, you flip each turn. There is no can, there is no may. So, there's a reason we have cards like this. So, I'm flipping for escape route. I'm going to put on an Enhanced Power Cell on Crosshairs. I'm going to flip him for turn. We're back to 6. We're attacking Megatron again, who now has, his defense went down, but he does have tough 1. White Pip, you know how this goes. 1, 2, and then tough 1. Oh, crap. I got 6 pierce 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got to be kidding me. No, you're not. I only hit him for 1. Green Pip, they have no hand. It's immaterial. It doesn't matter. Yes, make sure you keep up with taps and attacks. Because once, okay, let's just say, I don't know, maybe I should have started with lower star characters. But let's have Megatron, let's say we've gotten further into the game. We've gone a turn or 2 more. Crosshairs is down by 7. Megatron only has 2 health left. Let's say it's Crosshairs' turn. I draw a card. I have to flip for turn. And I know things are out of order, but I'm not worried about it. I have 2 armor slots, but I have no armors. So let's put on a power punch on crosshairs. Give him bold 3, and then as normal, we have to scrap the card afterwards. 1, 2, bold. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 2, 3, white tip. Well, it helped. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 7, 6. Of course, this knocks Megatron out. Now, Grillenheimer, we KO'd somebody. What's going to happen? Here we go. This is what needs to happen. This is how this works. Because that's part of your goal, is you want to KO characters. And you want to win. You want to KO all their characters. But as you play the other side, they're going to try to KO you at the same time. And you have to follow your own rules and be accountable for their deck as well as your own, which is a bit of a trick. But at least you don't have to keep up with a hand on this other side. You bring in their other character. Now you as a player, which is just 1 star up, and you as a player now have an option. Okay, I still have 5 health and 3 off my utility. So I have 8 health. Do I want to go ahead and get Optimus Prime, or do I want to pass? Think of it as an old-timey game show. Do you want to turn, or do you want to pass it to your player, you know? So do I want Prime? I can go ahead and get him in play to knock out Megatron, or I can pass on him and think, well, maybe I can survive. I may have enough defense, enough health, whatever, enough attack. That has to come off. And pull in Ultra Magnus when I KO that character. So that's kind of what's going on here. And that's also another part of why I made some of those KO cards that's really not made for this. They're really made for the original game. So, well, Megatron doesn't have a head. Yeah. So, you still play him like normal. You flip for turn. Well, let's draw 2 cards. Scrap 1, play 1. And this may just be the end of me. 1, 2, bold, 2, 3 for the power punch. 5, 7, yes, this does happen. 7, 8, 9, 10. Pierce 2. Oh boy. 10, 9, 8. 8 and 7 is that's it. That's all how far I got. I did not beat all these 3 characters. I probably should have gone ahead and brought in General Optimus and ganged up on Megatron. So there's that. I would have to start all over again. So it feels like there's something on my leg. But this is a new alternate way of trying to play solo. Again, keep your opponent's deck simple, 40 cards. If you want to have more than 40, so you're not shuffling as often, because there's not as much strategy. Okay. Yeah, you can still make your deck as whatever you want. I would suggest no secret actions. You can use traits over here if in your deck if you want, but not for them. I think this works. I think this is pretty fun. I had one setting where I had a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 stars. I had a stack of them, and I was doing the same with my Decepticons. Oh, excuse me. And that's the whole point of flipping every turn. It might give them an edge. It might give you an edge. And if you flip for your opponent for turn for Megatron, yeah, his attack just went down. this card is, should be scrapped, etc. But his defense is now 3. So it's constantly changing. It's constantly going. You're always, that's the whole point of Transformers. If you're not flipping, it ain't Transformers. But for this solo game, yes, you do flip each turn. There's a reason why I still have rapid conversions and escape routes in here. Minor medic kits, enhanced power cells, because you need everything you can to be able to try to survive and defeat whatever characters you put on the other side. You put weak characters, you put weak characters. If you put stronger characters, you put stronger characters. Okay? If you have body modes, that's fine, but you can't use their heads. That's all I suggest. This is my suggestion. You don't have to do it this way. This is not set in stone. The game's dead. I'm just trying to find a new way of having fun and doing this. Sturdy javelins are perfectly fine for your own deck, not theirs. The increased durability, that's what I was trying to think of. Steady shots are fine for your deck and theirs. Brass knuckles, supercharge. I mean, and you're ended up really going to be using a lot of basic cards. Mission briefing you can use on your side. Could you use it over there? No, because they have no hand. You're not going to be drawing a card for them. All you do for this team over here at the start of their turn, you draw 2 cards, use 1, and scrap 1. So if you want to flip for turn, say that's actually bot mode, play escape route, flip him back with escape route, because basically body modes are now bot modes. I hope my head hadn't been in this way this whole time. But you probably actually, for this Megatron to try to, I'm pointing at the 3 to survive your barrage as you're playing down here. Or you don't have to do that. It's like, well, I don't want to give him too much defense. Let's just flip him for turn. Give him some bold, and next thing you know, you're flipping all your oranges. And I did not plan that, but look at there. Bold 2, 3, and we have an attack of 8, pierce 3 in here. No, plus 2, so it's 10, pierce 3. And whatever you have over here, or whatever you flip, like, it's going to be, you're going to be just playing the natural game for the most part. But, a couple of stipulations, and you can do it various ways. You can do it one-on-one, one-on-one would be kind of very quick and kind of stupid. I would at least suggest 3 characters in their roster, 3 characters in your roster. And so this does give up the idea of combining any teams for you or for them. You can still use those characters, but you can only have 1 character for each star count, unless you want to do it differently. If you want to have nothing but 5-star characters, go through them one at a time. One-on-one, whenever you knock somebody out, you can bring another 5-star in, and with this 5-star, the next one comes into play. However you want to do it. But this seems to be a pretty neat way and simple way of still playing Transformers the TCG all on your own, and see how far you can get, Jumpman. With that, Donkey Kong, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you think this will work, throw some likes at the... Throw some likes. Oh, put that one on the blooper reel. Throw some scraplets at the like button, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching, and as always, Autobots, transform, and let's roll for it.